We rich again, baby. Let's go. Woo! Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart. Let's get it started. Bitcoin, where is it going? Simple as this. We had my famous trade happen. So if you guys have watched my channel for a while, I've talked about this exact trade, the 3 inside up on the daily. We had that happen off the 21 EMA, the top of the cloud, around between our Tenkan and our Kijin before we had our TK cross, which actually just happened over on the 11th of February. And then we started ripping even harder. What I'm looking at here is that we've gone up almost $10,000 per BTC since that exact trade. And where are we going next? We really just broke out, retested, and ripped through an entire level. We went from 48 to 51. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I have been looking at that key area as the next one. Where do we go next though? So we called that whole entire bull market start on the 22nd of October. And now we've gone up since that date, almost double what the Bitcoin price was that day. That's massive. Where is it going next? Next we have, if we hold this level, which we broke out around 52,000, today we have a little bit of not very conviction type of candle yet, but it's only been open for like 6-7 hours, so that's not a big deal. What we're looking for is today, is that volume going to consistently keep growing, or are we going to kind of have a pullback from that level because we really didn't pull back that much since we got to 48? We kind of ripped all the way to 52. Here's what I'm looking for. If we hold 52, where is the next key level? Well, we got to go back all the way to last cycle to find it, and actually it might surprise you that it's all the way up at 59,000, almost 60K. Now, a lot of you would have said, hey coach, there's no way we go to 16K all the way up to 50K this fast. Well, I told you guys last video that Bitcoin likes to rip for weeks at a time and then stops and goes sideways and then goes back up on the next move. We get that bull flaggy type of formation where it goes straight up, back down, and goes higher. What I'm looking at is something very similar could be happening right now. And the reality here is that even if we go higher, it's likely we're going to go either to 55 or 57, then 59. And I think 59 is actually a much stronger level than that. So I think that's where we're gonna pull up to. And remember, our all-time high is only, what, $18,000 away? That's crazy. We're almost there already. And the market hasn't even had a halving cycle. Now, let me give you a really small piece of clarity. The reason why this is happening is there is 10 to 12 times more demand than supply. Bitcoin's only printing 980 a day for all the miners, and they're not even selling. So where is BlackRock and all these ETFs gonna buy from? The open market, from Coinbase, from actual exchanges. And what does that do? Other than OTCs, where you buy it from two people buy from each other, it doesn't affect the price. When you have to buy it off the market because it's a spot ETF, and if that business wants Bitcoin, they have to buy it from somewhere. And so that Bitcoin is going to be sourced off the market. And as that happens, and it might be already happening, and this is why we're starting to moon, that is likely what's causing us to push higher. And I don't think this is stopping anytime soon. We likely will go for at least another week or two. So February should be a very, very Valentine's Day opposite of being red, very green flower days. Let's go, baby. Next up, we're going to go to Ethereum and some altcoins, some new altcoins I haven't talked about, and the key levels, which you guys should be keeping your eyes on. Okay, so jumping into Ethereum, I talked about this 26.5 level many times. We came up to it, we didn't break it. Now Ethereum has gone into moon cycle. We should be using that money, getting them. We're going off. We are printing. We are printing because Ethereum is deflationary. We are printing because there's potential ETFs coming. We are printing because there's not really any real strong resistance until we go to $3,100. Now, some people might say, oh, well, there's a little bit of, some potential at 28. 28 is possible, but it's not a strong level. We want the strong levels. Where does the price go and hit and always bounce down or bounce up? Where is our SR level? That is, from my perspective, over $3,000. So where is Ethereum going next? It's going towards $3,000. Now, before that, where's a key level if you haven't gotten Ethereum yet? Well, we did break 26.5. We did retest it twice, and now we're going higher. So I'd be looking at really potentially just grabbing a little bit in and waiting for today to see, is the market going to pull back? Because Ethereum did do a move off the top of the cloud, already up $500-600. That's a lot of money. There's a lot of opportunity here. Ethereum looks really good. So You know, we have a keygen that's getting a little bit far away from price, so we could see some type of small pullback, but I'm not expecting a major pullback yet. I think we could have one. I don't think we're gonna see it right now. I think we have a lot of bullishness in the market overall, and now there's institutional FOMO potentially at play, especially with so much demand and so little, and especially with Ethereum depreciating supply. There's less and less Ethereum every day as we trade, gas fees, etc., burn Ethereum, and there's less that we can actually scoop up. And as people get honed in on that, and as people keep seeing the bullishness of the Bitcoin ETF, they're going to start thinking about, what about the Ethereum ETF? And that's something you should have straight into your mind right now. Jumping into another one, we talked about BNB in the last video, and I said, you know, it would probably retest, but from that video's point, Bitcoin started to moon. And here's one thing you have to understand. Even though it should retest when it breaks out of a level, it does not always do that. That's why we call it breakout trading. Because yes, if you miss it and it's already gone up, waiting for the retest is not always the best choice, but sometimes it's better to not do anything in these situations than try to catch it and then it reverses and goes and retests anyways. So it's okay to miss a trade here and there. What you could have seen, which I didn't do a video yet on, was that we were holding a key level around $320. It retested it several times and then it started to break out. Now what we're seeing today is very important, because if we break out of this $336 level, there's really not that much stopping. There's a little bit of resistances here, but really the strongest resistance that's coming up next will be somewhere in the $360 level. So BNB, if it comes up and retests this key level here, we could see it jump up another 8-9% over the next week and it go towards 362. And if it really rips hard like we've seen with Bitcoin, it could go all the way to the real key level at around almost $396. These are really great levels to look for if you're someone who's looking to trade BNB. I'll be keeping my eyes out for it. Next up is Solana. So Solana, I talked about this key level 14th of February, waiting for that TK cross. And guess what? We had that exact TK cross already. I'm gonna delete this so you can see it better. Right here, the TK cross happened. So 14th of February happened. What's up next? Well, right now it's again using that $118 area as an area of resistance. It's trying to break through. Even in the Chiku span, you can see it kind of got up there and came back down. We're waiting for that to kind of settle up. And I think that it might consolidate here a little bit. It could also break out. What I'm looking for this week is to see it break out cleanly and hold above that $118 to $120 level. And then we can look higher as to where we would go next. So keep your eyes on this one for breaking out and retesting, because the next key level for me personally would be anywhere between $140 and $145. Really good opportunities there. The cloud is very strong. It's thickening up. It's getting bigger, which is good. It makes it a bigger piece of support right here. And as I talked about earlier the last week, when you have the 21 EMA, the Tenkin, and the Keygen, and the cloud all in the same spot, there's a lot of support. So it usually bounces from that and blows up just like you're jumping on a trampoline and got really high jump and you came way back down and you go way higher. That's exactly what's happened here. Now, I would look somewhere in between these two key areas in the next couple weeks to be buying in if I can. That would be around $102. Between $102 and $105 would be my buying zone. So if you're gonna look at that, I'll draw that in the chart so you guys can see that and come back to it. So I'd be looking anywhere between $102 and $105. So what I'll do is draw a little zone like this. Boom. We came back to that zone actually recently this weekend. But somewhere in this $102, $106 zone would be a great area for potential buying. So I would be looking there. Now we did have that dip into that box on both sides as resistance and as support. That's where Solana would be going. And if it does the opposite and starts to go much higher, we'd be looking at buying the retest here at 115, 120, and then going up to 145. So those are the areas you should be looking at for Solana if you're not in it yet, or if you're waiting patiently to buy more. Next up is Sui. Now Sui is kind of following this red level that I talked about. It would break out, go lower, and then come retest. Here's the thing, it already retested it several times and then finally it broke up. Now Sui is going all the way to $2 and it's basically hit its all-time high of about $2 right over here. That open all-time high doesn't usually count for me. I usually start counting over here. So we're already pretty much in price discovery in my perspective. And I did draw two key levels last video, and that was when we're just as we're breaking out of $150, and that was $2.05, which we're almost at, and then $2.70. Remember, there is no distribution distributions on Sui, and they're going to be not too huge, but I think as the price gets higher, there will be pullbacks on those first distributions, but keep your eyes on it. It's got a lot of bullishness and people are starting to build on it. Watch Sui. The key levels will be around $1.67, and where we're looking to aim for right now is 205. If we break 205, I'll be buying the retest at 205 and going into 271. That's a really bullish one. Now, Myria, I would say I talked about this a couple different times, and I thought it would come lower, but remember, everything follows Bitcoin. So if it, as a trader, this one thing you have to learn is to suspend your disbelief. Like, you're like, oh, it's going down. It looks like it's going to go to the 200 EMA, or it looks like it's going to go to the zone where there's actual support, and then it bounces. And what happens is simple. It's that the price of Bitcoin pushes higher and bullishness comes to the rest of the market. So what we saw was Bitcoin started to get exciting. People start getting excited about the alts. People are excited about, you've seen Superverse mooning, you've seen Myria mooning, you're seeing Eternity starting to go. So gaming is starting to get hot again. So everything is going to follow the gaming projects. And so right now we are above the cloud. So we got a couple things that we got going for us right now. Now the TK cross hasn't happened yet, but it should happen in the next few days. We're above the cloud. We can retest the cloud. It's very thin, so it can go below the cloud easily. When they're thin, it can be bullish, bear. It's very simple. So we're looking at the Chiku span is bullish. We're seeing a bullish TK cross potentially. We're above the cloud now. So there's a lot of signs here. And we have a very confused cloud over here on the daily. So I'd be careful. Now, one thing you can do, really simple thing, is to go back onto the 4-hour, which we call our secondary chart. And if you're in my club, you would understand how to trade that. Here's the thing that's happened recently. We had a bullish Kijun bounce trade. Our Chiku span was bullish. We had a bullish TK cross before that, and we bounced off the Kijun. And ever since that happened, it went up from, currently it's up 23%, but went up as high as 38%. So the Ichimoku has a primary and secondary chart. The primary chart's on the daily. When we're in a bull market, markets move much faster. So we have to look at where are the pullbacks actually on the lower time frames, and when are they going to get bullish again. So if I had looked at my 4-hour chart, which I hadn't been doing yet, but now I see we're full bull, I'm going to start using my 4-hour chart, my secondary chart, to tell me where are the pullback areas that I should buy. And so for this one, it was at a 0.00848, and now we're starting to get bullish off of that. We pulled pretty far away from the Kijun, so I could see us coming back down a little bit into the 1 cent or even 0.0095, and then we could bounce and continue going higher. It looks pretty good. So that's a little bit of alpha how to trade when you don't have when you have a lot of conflicting stuff in the chart. That's a way that you can actually do a secondary chart. The other one I want to talk about real quick is Stacks. So I told you guys many times, Stacks goes up with Bitcoin because SRC tokens, SRC20, which you'd see on an Xverse wallet, that is that ecosystem, and it's starting to get more hype. What I'm trying to get at is we're literally about to break into price discovery for Stacks. Now, it's going on a complete absolute rip, and now it's going to, kind of give us some, where are we going to go next? Is it going to come back down to $2.44? Let's go on our secondary chart just to quickly have a look. On our secondary chart, it looks exactly like our first primary chart. We ripped above it. Maybe we'll come back down to $2.40, but in reality, this is like in a price discovery moment. So if it breaks above $2.85 and we hold it, when you do something like this, it's gonna go higher. It's gonna go $3 or $4. And with the ecosystem building around it, you should be watching that one for sure. If you're in Bitcoin and it's mooning, do not be sleeping on Stacks. It'd be a mistake in my opinion. Next up, talked about this when I did my video about Rune. I took my profits from Rune at 650. I put a bunch of that into VET. That was at when VET was 2.2 cents. Today it is at 3.78 and Rune is at $5.50. This was a great play. It's made me almost 100% profit considering the downturn on Rune and how much it's gone up since that point. Now, 2.2 cents is all the way back down here when we broke out. So since that breakout point where I shifted, it went up all the way 71%. Right now it's at 67, 66%. We saw that TK cross here. We had a breakout of the Kumo, and we're coming through that key level at 3.88 cents, but it's not a really strong one. It's just one that's been there. The next real key strong level for us, an SR level that's been used in the past, is 4.5 cents. And the stronger ones are in the area of 6 to 6.2 cents. There's good opportunity here with this one. Looking on our secondary chart, how does it look? Well, it would have told us to enter way down here, all the way at about 2.8 cents if you had missed the first push. Now we're going way higher. I think it's gonna break out to the upside. If we get too far away from for the Kijin, I would be looking to buy back in where this showed us a little bit of support here and there, right here and here and here and here. So if you're looking to buy in on a key level here, it would be somewhere in this range right here. So keep that marked on your TradingView chart. If you don't know how to do that, you can literally go to the level on your TradingView chart, right click add alert, and it will literally beep at you and tell you, oh my God, that level is here. So I can do that with you right now. I'm just click there. I'm gonna add the alert. It's gonna show you a box pop up. When it's crossing that level, it will do it. You can do it only once or every time it happens. Click create. It will show you a little dotted line right here where when it crosses, it will beep at you and tell you to go into the trade. So that's something you can do on your own. It makes a lot of sense. And actually, if you look here where that level is, look how beautiful on the daily. You can see it perfectly in the chart right there. That's the area you'd want to be scooping some more if it comes back down and retraces. Some new ones that I haven't talked about before, Nolus. Now, this is one I bought in the pre-sale. It launched in the bear market. I was very much against them launching in the bear market, to be straightforward and very honest with all of you. But I'm watching this and going, looks pretty good. So what I'm seeing is a W pattern, which when it goes down, it comes back up, it goes down, and it goes up. And now what we're looking for is a breakout. So here's the thing. Price discovery is beautiful. Why is it beautiful? Because we can find things out about a project and we don't know where they're going next. So we can just go to this low right here, go to the most recent high, pull that back down and see where are we going next. So that 1618 is at 10 cents, the 2618 is at 13.7, and that's on the short term. So we can mark those down and we can come back to this in a future day, but we're looking at anywhere between 10 and 13 and a half cents. So I'm going to delete this now so you guys can continue to see it. Those are the two levels we're looking at. Price discovery will come. That's only not even a 2x. So I'm probably it could probably be a lot higher. If I want to go from the real bottom of the chart way down there, I could, but I don't think that's a really reasonable area. So I'm using the most recent low to most recent high. If we're going back a little bit, we could look at from here to here and down and see that, the chart could go much higher. And the 1618 from there is also 13 cents. And then our next level would be 20, which is only a 10x from private sale. So it's not crazy and very possible, but there is token dilution coming for them. So that's one of the negatives of that whole entire situation. But that's what I'd be looking for. Breakout trades of going towards all-time high and price discovery are very easy trades for me. So I will be watching for that. And if you look at the volume explosion on this, and you know that the Atom ecosystem is starting to explode, and you know they're a DeFi protocol, and they have a really strong team, probably one of those ones you should be looking at. Just saying, not telling you what to do, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do. Now, I did this one in a video not too long ago, and that's Drife. We're gonna finish on this one, so just stick with me for one more moment. I'll tell you where you can buy it if you want to buy it, right? So I would be looking to buy more Drife because remember, I only bought $1,000 worth, so it's only up like 2.5x, which isn't crazy. But we're looking at the volume again. The volume explosion is really important to watch because Careem, if you've ever been to Dubai, they use Careem for all their Uber Eats. Now is Careem. That is important because there's a lot of money, and the people that were from one of the main guys from Careem went to Drife, and Drife is a super low cap, so there's a lot of opportunity here. What I'm watching for is, okay, we're breaking out of this key level that we're looking at around 0.003 cents. And it seems to go higher, wants to go higher. Now I'm looking at that and going, where would it go next? Well, I mean, if it goes higher from here, we're looking at somewhere around, 0.06, so 2xing. If it goes higher than that, because, that very, very well could happen, where would we be looking to buy it again? Or where would we be looking to the price action to go to? We look for the price. Where does it get to and where does it bounce back down? Somewhere around here would be a good key area, regardless of this one wick that happened. So that could be 2 cents. So you can almost 10x pretty easily. And with the volume I'm seeing, it's going to convert at some point. Now, if you wanted to get into this trade and it doesn't close above and does a wick like it does here, like it wicks out, this could close in 17 hours and it'd be lower, right? So if people start taking profit, I would look to personally buy this at around 2.2. So 0.0022. So anywhere between 2.2 and 2.15 would be a great area to put a limit order in and just kind of sit there and be patient and wait. If it breaks above and holds above, we would be looking to buy the retest of this level at 2.9 and go towards 0.006. And if you look at the chart, there is a little bit of resistance, somewhere around 4.6, but still that would be like almost a 75% gain. So looking at that, these are great opportunities for you to look at. Drife, keep your eyes on it. It's super low cap, means it could go very quick and very fast, but you cannot buy a huge bag of it. That's the only negative side. Those of you guys watching on Twitter, amazing comments, so many different projects. So instead of just doing one bonus, we're gonna cover all those on tomorrow's video so that you guys can be printing the moolah. See you guys next time. Bitcoin!